Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the show.
We've been having a couple of hiccups, but we're getting into it, and we're going to do these last two Hall of Fame inductions, and that's going to be the pick for this week. So, Randy Moss and Ray Lewis is the last two. So, Randy Moss is going to be the first person we talk to about, and one of the greatest receivers ever. You can argue the second greatest, because Jerry Rice is the greatest. It's not even arguable.
Scary Jerry.
I mean, he revolutionized the position. He changed how we perceive receivers, because it's usually a tall receiver is not really fast, or a fast receiver is not really tall. He was both.
Yeah.
And he had a elite leaping ability that revolutionized the game, and he had a own thing called mossing someone, which we still use today. So, yeah, man, pretty much throw it up there, and he's gonna catch it. And he dominated the league pretty much first play he came into the league. He started dominating the league, and I mean a couple of hiccups when he played for Oakland. He didn't really want to be there.
Yeah,
it wasn't a good fit, but he played okay there, I guess. But he played amazing with that Patriots team for that one season, and he was amazing with the play with the Vikings.
Yep.
He pretty much extended Chris Carter's career and made him even more of a Hall of Famer than he already was. So yeah, I'm happy he's in the Hall of Fame. Happy he changed the man. He grew up, and he's a model citizen. Shout out to him for having those victims of police brutality on his tie. That's I really appreciate that, and I know people in the culture really appreciate that as well.
Yeah, man. Hands down, arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest receiver. Of course, I think Scary Jerry is, but like I said, you can make arguments that he can be right there with him, and no doubt about it, man. He invented the receiver position. You know, there ain't a whole lot of receivers, especially back then, jumping over two guys and snagging the ball with one hand and stuff. Like, he's just making crazy plays. Me and him one day was watching this other guy watch his highlights, and almost every game. Every other game, he's got 100 yards with like 2 touchdowns. Like he was amazing, man, and that was the thing. Like, I honestly think he made Dante Culpepper better and made him look like a pretty good, solid quarterback, because shit, he could just throw it up there to Randy Moss and he'll just go get it, man. And yeah, that he was so dynamic, and him and Carter on the other side would just. It's kind of crazy how that team didn't win the Super Bowl, pretty much.
Yeah, like, that's unlucky.
Yeah, they had the defense at that time, so
just didn't make plays, and the kicker missed the field goal.
Right, so
I mean, we can't blame it all on the kicker.
No.
It's not his fault, but I mean, to a certain degree, it is. But
right,
you know what I'm saying.
But yeah, man, he was on a solid, great team. But that shows you from how you could be good to great, because he outshined everybody on that team. If you could ask any Vikings fan back in that day who you pay attention more, it would be Randy Moss, because he's the man. And yeah, man, well deserved. I think he's a first ballot, hands down. And yeah, man, well deserved, like I said.
All right, and Ray Lewis will be the last person we talked about, and he really revolutionized the position as well.
Yeah.
And he really one of my favorite players of all time. I really loved watching him play, and I love him as a man. He was an amazing person. He's like a preacher. He was talking for almost 40 minutes when he gave a speech. I figured it was going to be a while, and I saw that mic on the side of his face. I'm like, oh, he's about to go to church.
Yep.
And yeah, he definitely had a sermon. He really talked about a lot of important issues in football and in our America and the black community as well, and in all communities. He's a really amazing person, and I'm just glad he's in the Hall of Fame. Definitely first ballot. I didn't get to watch Dick Butkus play, or the older linebackers, so I don't know if he's the greatest linebacker ever. But he's definitely up there.
Yeah, he's definitely on that list.
You can definitely put him on that Mount Rushmore. So he's amazing. He won a Super Bowl with a torn what was it in his arm? I forgot what he tore something in his arm during the season, and he came back and won that Super Bowl, and that crazy ass Super Bowl when they played 49ers, and Kaepernick was the 49ers coach. And yeah, man, he willed that team to win the Super Bowl, which they probably shouldn't have won, because Wacko Flacco was playing well that season, but outside that, he's not that good.
Right.
But I'm happy he won that one. He was amazing when he played. in 2000 with Shea Sharp and that defense. So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out Ray Lewis, and happy he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, man, hands down. I think he's hands down one of the greatest linebackers ever. He's definitely one of my favorite linebackers to watch out of any of them. He's just menacing. He would, you just waiting for him to knock somebody out, man. The way he hits, and like what he said, I think you could easily put him on the Mount Rushmore of defensive players, let alone linebackers. You know, because he's just a top defensive player in general, and yeah, man, he changed the position as like you want to focus more on linebackers. Like he gave you that mentality, that way you want to see a linebacker. And to be honest, if you're a linebacker coach of any sort in high school, play some tape of that man. If I got some young linebackers that I want to show up and want to be great, show some Ray Lewis highlights. And his speech, man, what can I say, was amazing. Like, not to outshine any other of the guys, but
Yeah.
he was just he could talk, man. That's all I can say is that man knows how to talk. And one of my favorite things that he was talking about in that speech was he was actually talking to the other gold jacket guys and saying, you know what, as legends and as solidified Hall of Famers in this league, we all need to step up as a group and help lead this country. That's what I think I like the most. Like, it's easy to talk to us and it's easy to look in that screen, but no, he was talking to the guys that were right next to him. Like, guys, we are big figures in the world to people. We need to step up and show that we can help lead this country and stuff. And like, man, I was getting chills watching that, man. So like I said, I pretty much said what I wanted to say about him as a linebacker and got that out the way. And hands down the first ballot. No, there's no debating that, and well deserved for that, man. So salute to all of them, but yeah, man, definitely salute to Ray, because I think he deserved it for sure.
Yeah, it's an amazing class, one of the greatest ever, and I'm happy all of them are in the league, the Hall of Fame, I mean, and I can't wait to watch next year with the players be inducted next year.
And it's super interesting for us because these are players now that we're getting into the era of players that we grew up watching.
Yeah.
So it's really, like I said, no disrespect to any of the guys that we didn't watch, because we've seen highlights of them and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's something special when you get to see them,
really is.
when you got to see them play.
Yeah.
So it is, man. I'm like super happy that Randy and all these guys are making it in the Hall of Fame now, because we watch these guys and we're like, yeah, they're going to be legit one day, and they're going to be somebody one day, and it's cool to see. It really is cool to see these guys progress through their NFL careers and now see them get their jackets and see them where they're at now. It's really amazing.
All right, well, that's pretty much all we got to say. Thank you for watching, and this is The Pick.
And we'll see you on the next one.